Hello students, today we're going to talk about the circular flow model and very useful tool, very useful graph that we use to help explain the economy. I will personally use it several times to help you conceptualize a lot of the things that are going on in the economy. And it talks about markets. It's our introduction into markets and our market economy that we have in the United States and most places around the world. Before we get into the specific interactions and dealings with the product markets, as you can see here, and the resource markets, as you see here, let's just talk about markets in general. And you can see down here, I talked about some basic things about markets. Number one, a market, you'll think of a supermarket, an auto dealership, the shopping mall. Those are good examples of markets. Those are specific markets, but a market really can be anywhere. It could be at a locker in the school. It could be in your backyard. It could really be anywhere. As long as a buyer and seller come together to make an exchange, it's a market. Okay? If you have a buyer on one side, a seller on the other, and they're going to make an exchange, that is a market. Now, for markets to work, there's a couple basic rules. Number one, both sides have to bring something to exchange. I mean, if you show up to Walmart without your wallet and you have nothing to offer Walmart, there's no exchange going to be taking place. Okay? If you bring your money, let's say you're going to buy something off Craigslist and you show up at the designated location with your money, but the seller doesn't bring the item, you're not going to give them the money and the exchange isn't going to take place. So both sides, the seller has to bring something and the buyer has to bring something to the market for there to be an exchange. Now, we use in our economy and in all economies of the world, we use money as what we call our medium of exchange, which means money is what we use to buy stuff. So buyers, and that should be always brings the money. Buyers always, the buyer always brings the money. Okay? So buyer always brings the money. So that's a big thing to remember. Yeah, you can laugh at me for screwing up always. That's fine. Now, let's talk about the product market first. Now, the product market is what you are most used to, students. That would be Walmart. That would be the shops of Highland Village. That would be Grapevine Mills. That would be an auto dealership. That is what you're used to because you are used to being the buyer. Okay? Now, let's go over this. Let's direct ourselves to this arrow first. Now, this arrow originates from households. That's you. That's me. That's consumers. This arrow here originates from households and goes to the product market. So one of the things you're going to have to do on the test or quiz is to label these arrows, or what we call flows. Well, what would we label this arrow? Well, what this arrow is asking you is, what do households bring to the product market? In other words, when you go shopping at Walmart, what do you bring to the product market? Well, you're going to bring income, right? You're going to bring money or income. You're going to bring money. That's your job as the buyer in the product market. So you bring the money, okay? Now, we look over here, we have businesses are on the other side of the market. We have consumers, called households, and we have businesses over here. What do businesses bring to the product market? What are they offering? What are they bringing to exchange for our money? Okay? Well, they're going to bring goods and services. That's what consumers buy, goods and services. All right? So the business is bringing the goods and services. Households are bringing the income. If the household wants the good or service more than they want their money, and they find the price is acceptable, then the exchange will take place. After the household or the consumer buys whatever that is, the business gets the money. And if you look at this arrow here, it originates from the product market and goes to businesses. So this arrow is asking you, what do businesses bring home? What do they take from the product market? Well, what does Walmart get from the product market? They get our money, which we call revenue. Okay? What do households get? Well, when you go to Walmart and buy something, you gave them money. and in exchange, you had the goods and services. So we bring home the goods and services. Now notice, the household brings home what the business brought. The business brings home what the household brought. Okay, so the business gets what the household brought, and the household gets what the business brought. So that's the product market. In every market, it's very important that you ask yourself this question: who's the buyer? Who's the seller? What are they bringing to the market? What are they taking home from the market? The buyer's going to bring home what the seller brought. The seller is going to bring home what the buyer brought. Okay? And that's what happened in the product market.